Hi, this is Cheryl for Cut at Home. Today I want to show you how to use the Sizzix Movers and Shapers dies. This happens to be a set of the Tim Holtz Alteration dies, although several other designers in the Sizzix lineup also use movers and shapers. These are some basic hearts. This is what the dies look like. They're sort of little lost pieces. We're used to the thick dies from Sizzix, but not sort of these orphan pieces. So I wanted to show you how to use these appropriately. You can, of course, first and foremost, use these dies to just cut out the simple heart shapes. This is the base tray. It's a Tim Holtz Alterations device. It's simply a plastic tray that has a piece of metal sitting in it. So when I put these little movers and shapers in, which have magnets, they stay in place. They're not going to move. So you can take advantage of the base tray and markings that you might put on it in order to align where your hearts go. But again, this will just get you the plain cutout hearts, or you could design the heart shape on a particular thing that you're cutting out. Now sometimes you also use the movers and shapers dies to fill in holes or to make little holes in projects that you're doing. This is the die for the Tim Holtz bag. You can see here, and I want to make sure I orient this right, this wavy edge is the top of the bag and this is the bottom. These little square pieces that are in here just simply help the cut piece to eject properly, but I could pull one of those out and set one of my heart shapes in. I'm going to go for the long narrow heart here, and I will end up with a cutout heart on the bag as a result of that. So it's as easy as that. Then I go ahead and run my die through with the paper, same as I would before, and now I just have a heart-shaped hole cut in the bag, which you can either line with a contrast color, or you could put a clear something like that in there so that people could do like a peekaboo on the bag's contents. Now, as I mentioned before, some of the other designers in the Sizzix lineup also have movers and shapers dies. This is a set from the newer designers Where Women Cook. We've got Yum and For You, and so they have a lot of cute dies, again, that can be used with this. Of course, you could just cut the words, again, using that same Tim Holtz base tray. Or this is one of their dies, for example. This is a milk carton. Milk cartons are so trendy right now. I've got this landslide going next to me of product. And you can see they cut out the Yum word in the side. Again, it's super, super easy. The die is right here. First of all, I want to orient the die. This is actually the top. You can see where my milk carton fold is going there in the top. So again, I'll remove the square of foam, and to put the Yum in, I want to make sure that it's facing up and sort of centered within that space so that it cuts as I want it to cut. Also, when I cut this, I want to put my right side face down. This is one that I cut with a little For You, which is very cute. But if I don't put the right side down, what I end up with is a backwards For You. So it does matter how you lay things. You will want to do some test runs here. Make sure you test the project before you start cutting the good ones, because you want to make sure that you cut it properly. Again, for my For You, I just simply placed that die in here, and then I laid my paper this direction and cut it out. Now I've got, when I turn it over, the For You, and again, it will probably look best if I put some liner material underneath, either something darker or else a clear, so that you can just look through and see that lining. You can see on the box here they've used the clear so that you can see through to the contents. Last thing I want to show you is another Where Women Cook die. This is their long box. It's actually a very long, skinny box, perfect for holding candy for the holidays. You can see there's another piece of this square ejection foam in here. that's long enough that I probably would want to borrow a square from another die and put a second one in just to make sure this piece pops properly. But one of the dies, or the movers and shapers that they designed to go with this box, is this candle set. It's just a long set of candles that will cut from this. So again, I'll remove the pieces of ejection foam and I'll just lay the candles in where I want them to be. Again, being careful to center them if that's what I want. So it's very, very easy to use those little movers and shapers dies. When you want them to cut as part of an overall design, you lay it in the design. For this, I know I'm going to need 2 pieces to cut this box, same as when I cut the milk carton here. I need 2 different pieces to assemble the full milk carton. I'm only going to put the 4U on one of the pieces. The other piece will be plain, so it only appears on one side. And with these dies, I only want the candles to appear on one side and the rest of the box to be solid. Here you can see the idea of putting contrasting paper behind. So there's lots of choices with it. The movers and shapers dies are fun and add so much interest to these basic projects. Again, we can take something as that's been around as long as the basic Tim Holtz paper bag, and we can make it look new and different just by the addition of one of the movers and shapers, cutting out a pattern in that bag. Watch my blog post and you can see how that project actually turns out. So do enjoy them. Again, if you want to be able to cut movers and shapers individually, be sure and grab one of the Tim Holtz Alterations base trays. Very easy to find, and it's an object that you'll use again and again anytime you want to use an insert die without having one of the other basic dies. It will work. Thanks for watching. Bye.